I thought it was fun to spend time with a girl until her parents came to me abroad without warning. Their visit was a real shock for both of us. I felt trapped. Her expectations, their advice, and constant criticism made me doubt our relationship. Every day turned into a test, and I began to think about whether to continue on this path or better part. I'm 28 years old. My girlfriend is 33. We've been together for several years and discussed the possibility of getting married. Unfortunately, since I met her parents last year, their behavior, especially her mother, puts great doubt on our future together. Her mother doesn't trust me, and it's all based on superficial impressions and assumptions about who she thinks I am. I tried to be patient with her parents and was extremely respectful, giving them the opportunity to get to know me better and overcome their prejudices. Everything went into place when I went to visit my homeland. I have an apartment there, and I went to attend my friend's wedding. Her parents came without warning and asked for a ride from the airport. I immediately called my friend, despite the time difference, because I was shocked. She claims that she had no idea about their plans. Her parents claim that it was all an improvisation, cheap flight, last minute, etc. I just don't believe it. Anyway, I took them, and now they live in my apartment. They don't have any route, but they want me to arrange for them to visit XYZ, and, of course, they need me as an interpreter. Everything is too alien to them, and they will get lost without me. They refuse to go anywhere without me as a companion. My girlfriend apologizes, but I just don't see her supporting me in communicating with her parents, especially with my mother, who is an instigator. Father doesn't have a spine, he has to follow her. Some time ago, I also published another problem. My girlfriend doesn't support me in setting boundaries, so as a partner I get into the situation of zugzwang. I can't understand whether I'm behaving cold and unfriendly, or if these people are crazy and my girlfriend is so afraid of them that she didn't even warn me about something like that. I think I can handle everything if she's on my side, but I don't think so. I guess I shouldn't be with someone like her. I would like to clarify some points. I met my girlfriend's parents for the first time only at the end of November 2024. The reason I picked them up from the airport instead of leaving them or telling them to look for a hotel, etc., was to respect my girlfriend and the relationships that are important to me. After the first meeting with her parents at the end of November, which I told about in my first post, I talked to my girlfriend. She apologized, and in the end her mother apologized too. In principle, I thought that we had already passed all the suspicions and distrust that her mother had towards me. And then this happened. Over the past few days since it all started, I've realized some things about my relationship. My girlfriend is trying to play on both sides. She told me one thing, and her parents another. She had deep problems with trust in me and uncertainty in our relationship. Mainly her fear that I might be unfaithful. I want to clarify that these fears are not related to what I did, it's just what she feels. She used her parents to convince me that it wasn't her madness. And I'm sure she told her mom about her feelings, and mom was ready to participate in it. I broke up with my girlfriend and asked her parents to leave. The wedding of the friend I went to became completely different because of this. But it also made me realize how unhealthy and toxic my relationship was. I didn't tell much, but I think I was in an abusive relationship. I'm still trying to accept it. And there's also some shame that I don't understand. Why do I feel it? In general. Thank you for all the messages. Sorry that I don't write very well. I'm so exhausted by this situation that I feel like I need to sleep for a month. I don't even want to write about all this, but I feel like I have to draw a conclusion. January 28th, 8 days after the last post. For those who were worried that my ex would destroy my apartment, nothing like that happened. I talked to her in person. She said that I misunderstand everything. She started crying, which was hard for me. There was a moment when I wanted to forget about everything to hug her, but I held back because I felt somehow wrong. She asked me if I hated her. Obviously not. I said that I was tired of feeling that the person I love is not who I took him for. Since she introduced me to her parents and a close circle of friends, which I didn't talk about, I saw in her the side that I didn't recognize. After the first acquaintance with her parents, when strangeness in her behavior began to grow, I gave her the opportunity to confess. I asked her to tell me everything. I told her that I couldn't help if you leave me in the dark. I even warned her that if I find out about it later, it will be over. Because of the way she answered me during our conversation, I restrained myself every time. All she had to do was tell me what was going on. I would help her cope with everything. Instead, she decided to cruelly deceive me while pretending to be helpless and innocent when I asked her. I've been protecting her all this time. She manipulated everyone around, including me. Now everything is confused. I look back all our time together and I feel crazy. I can no longer distinguish her true feelings towards anything. She tried to explain that the stress associated with the need to please her friends and family makes her behave like this, but she does not share their views and doubts about me. She said she had never loved anyone like me and her feelings scare her. I would like her to just admit that she has too much fucking pride. I understand that she is the way she is, perhaps because of the way she was brought up. But some of the things she said and did are unforgivable. The conversation continued, but other people were still to blame for everything. She didn't take any responsibility. That's why I stuck with my decision to part. To be honest, hesitating even at the only moment when I wanted to hug her, she showed me the side of hers that manifests herself when she doesn't get her own. For the first time I felt that what I see is her true essence. We talked while walking outside, stopped, and she wiped her tears. When she realized that I wasn't going to comfort her, she started saying humiliating things about me. She also started talking again about the fact that my life is easier than hers because I grew up without parents. This comment was so fucking that I laughed. I told her that she is so privileged that she has no idea what it means to have a hard life. Because I laughed, I saw that she was preparing to throw her coffee at me, but she didn't throw it. Instead, she said a few more things about me, and I realized that I don't care anymore because I don't even recognize this woman who meows in front of me. Since then, she has emailed me an Excel spreadsheet with all the money I owe. She listed such things as all the cases when she upgraded my class of service on flights, luxurious gifts that she bought me for birthdays, Christmas, etc. She also included such ridiculous things as the approximate cost of gasoline for X times when she was my driver, and pregnancy tests. I think she added this to mock me. I'm not going to bother and clarify my contribution. This letter made me sick. I collected her things that were in my apartment. When she came for them, my friend was with me. She didn't know about it. I opened the door, she pushed me and tried to pounce. I didn't reciprocate her. She got angry and scratched me. I think maybe she wanted to snaple me, but she didn't reach it. I don't know for sure because everything happened too fast and I restrained her. My friend came out and started verbally jerking her. He demonstratively began to shoot it on video and threatened to accuse her of assault. I think it confused her, and she probably won't do anything like that anymore. The only downside of my friend's presence. I think she will try to convince herself that I rejected her at that moment because he was there. For those who ask about my dog, he is happy and feels comfortable and still alive. He eats well, despite his age. My priorities are to improve the quality of his life, not to prolong it unnecessarily. But every evening I check it before going to bed, and every morning I wake up with a feeling of horror. He has Cushing's disease and chronic pancreatitis. He has a high risk of developing cancer. It's a bit difficult to take medication, but I try to do everything possible for him. Take care of your pets and check them often for cones. Many animals hide their pain. I think we have it in common. Maybe I shouldn't have finished the post like that. Anyway, I'm really fine. I posted this update because I received a lot of messages and it's easier than responding to each of them. In case I don't want to respond to comments, I'll just leave it here. I didn't share a lot. There are many things that I haven't even admitted to myself yet. I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's not about whether I'm right or not. I also have a lot of shortcomings. I'm sure I didn't cope well with some things. And I know I was a fool. I still have moments when my heart hurts and I ask myself if I'm wrong about everything and I just want to be together again. I hope it will get easier with time. Anyway, Publishing texts here is considered a therapy, right? I'm going to go drink a cold beer in the shower. After breaking up with a girl, I spent several days in deep depression. I felt that I had lost not only my partner, but also a part of myself. Every corner in the apartment reminded of her. Favorite things given for birthdays, photos in which we smile. At first, it seemed to me that I could not live without her at all. Nevertheless, gradually I began to gather my thoughts and try to comprehend what happened. I remembered the moments when she manipulated me and used her parents as a weapon in our relationship. It helped me better understand what happened. I began to study the literature on emotional abuse to understand what manipulation and betrayal of trust mean. I began to go out more often, walk, look for a company of friends, trying to distract myself from thoughts about her. Some friends tried to support me, invited me to parties or just for walks. But every time we talked about relationships, I immersed myself in my worries and uncertainties. A couple of weeks later, I decided to talk to one of the psychologists I knew. It was a real breakthrough. I shared my story, and he gave me a lot of useful tips on how to restore boundaries and learn to love yourself again. He explained that the critical perception I had for myself arose because of the constant pressure from my ex-girlfriend and her family. In the process of therapy, I learned to distinguish my feelings and let go of negative emotions. Gradually, I began to return to my hobbies, reading books, playing sports, and hobbies that were forgotten. I reached for the art of drawing again and was surprisingly happy about it. A few months passed, and I felt much more confident and stable. Thinking about her parents, I decided that the missed moments with them were lessons that would lead me to new discoveries about myself. People came and went out of my life, but the important thing was that I learned to set boundaries and clearly understand my needs and desires. Once sitting in a cafe, I saw a girl I knew. Glad that my life continued to develop, I smiled at her and waved my hand. I realized that I was ready to reopen to communication and perhaps to new relationships, but already with the understanding of how important honesty and trust are. Thinking about it, I took a breath and drank my coffee, realizing that I still have a lot of opportunities ahead of me.